Adam, give us the weather forecast. Psych Substance weather forecast.
It appears to be a very sunny, warm day, very light breeze, nothing too crazy today, or I'm full of shit and we're literally about to be hit by a hurricane. It's, what, in an hour the hurricane's coming? I started getting sucked out of my body, like someone threw a vacuum cleaner in the back of my head, or like from the Matrix when they've got that plug and they unplug. It felt like that. It felt like I was getting pulled. I remember the feeling very vividly, backwards, like getting sucked out is the best I can describe it, and I was not ready for this. The nitrous is designed to knock you out, DMT knocks you out, 5-MeO DMT knocks you out, so my dumbass had combined 3 different compounds, all designed to knock you the out. And I think I can fight it? No! I should have just prepared to be knocked out, but I was like, nah, I just wanted a light trip, just something really, easy to manage. So I fought it, and I remember vividly the thoughts that were protruding into my mind as I'm struggling to hold on to my body, to hold on to, being the puppeteer of this physical form. It was like I had the undeniable realization wash over me like one of those waves that would have hit us out there and sucked us to the sea if we stayed filming during a hurricane, that absolutely everything, every part of this physical reality, every part of the known universe to me, my ego, myself, was like a game. Like I knew that it was all fake. Like I knew that my relationship didn't ultimately matter because it wasn't real. I knew that I wasn't real. Nothing was real. This was essentially just a hologram. And this isn't just like an inclining, this is like a totally all-encompassing knowing. I didn't want it. I wanted to push that feeling as far out of my brain as I could possibly push it, because you don't want to believe that your children aren't real. It was heartbreaking. Like I saw my children's faces and it was like, yeah, they're part of this simulation too. It feels real, but they're not, you're not, absolutely nothing is, in the sense of how you believe real to be, because it is real in another sense. Electrical impulses to the brain, that's what feelings are. Like, it's not real in the sense of, well, one liberating way is that this is all there is. This is not all there is. There's much more going on. This is just how we're perceiving reality to be at this specific moment. It almost feels like time is the secret ingredient that ties all of this together and makes it a actual experience, a virtual experience. Without time, it would just be a mess. It would kind of be akin to a human being trying to stand up without a skeleton. You'd just be a fluff pile of skin, but more in a circular way, because no matter where you put your finger on a circle, it's always going to be the beginning and the end simultaneously. It doesn't matter where you touch it. There's some kind of truth and a unifying experience that happens when you give physical form and this beginning, middle, end type timeline where like there's a past, present, and future. That whole I'm moving forward through something, that's what creates this whole experience. I'm making no sense. I'm trying to, because when you have these trips, you feel like time is like a circle. The past, present, and future is all happening simultaneously. It's a really unique experience that I'm having trouble articulating. It's weird because all of this is happening in a flash. Like, how do you have all these realizations in a minute? And it's because you feel like you're no longer constrained by the bounds of time. But it's all superseded by the feeling of, I don't want to let go of my kids. I love my kids. Like, there's people I love that like I feel like I'm alive for, and nobody wants to realize that their entire reality is like a game of, you can just turn it off and on, hit reset. It doesn't really matter. It hurts. It really hurts, and it's terrifying. So my immediate gut reaction was to like try to hit reverse on this suction and blow out my soul back into my physical form so I could grab a trip killer. And like I managed to get enough energy to like fly up out of my seat. And I remember I just went stumbling towards, I had this little room underneath the stairs with like this door that had like this tiny little spec handle that you had to like really claw on to pull out, and I'm like trying to get the door open. I'm searching through the safe to get the trip killers. I grabbed them. I didn't know what to do, so I think I took like 4 or 5 of them, like way too many. I just needed one. But in that state, I just knew that was something that was going to bring me back to the realization that, or to the hallucination that all of this is real. So I downed the trip killers, and then I was like, instantly felt better, even though, of course, by the time the trip ends, the trip killers won't even be anywhere near close to taking effect. And then I booked it upstairs to find my girlfriend and to, like, you know, have her help remind me that all of this was real. And essentially, long story short, within 5 minutes, you know, the trip ended. Me, like, forcing my body to get up and, like, move and do stuff. I still felt like I was in this complete hallucination, this fabricated reality, but I distracted myself long enough to calm down, and yeah, it was terrifying. It's interesting telling this story because I feel like the experience would have been dramatically different had I went into it and just let go. Like, I could have transcended that terrifying, this is all fake, into like this blissful realization of what reality truly is, and I could have felt liberated and free. But instead, I let the ego take over, and whenever you trip and you go full on into the ego, you're going to perceive everything as negative and terrifying. Like, that same realization could be seen in two different ways. One would be, wow, if none of this is real, then it doesn't matter how fucked up life gets. Ultimately, there's something bigger. There's something more divine that you can throw your eggs in that basket, and then if they get cracked, then who gives a shit? Because they don't even exist to begin with. Or you can go in this other basket where it's like the eggs are cracked, you're dead, you're done. What's done is done, and it's more of a depressing reality. This is what happens. People have these bad trips and they don't allow themselves, keyword is allow themselves, the blissful experience, because the fear always comes first. It's like, picture like a doorway, and if you step through this door, you're entering, think of the most euphoric, like, heaven experience possible. But to get to heaven, you got to walk through a little bit of hell. And most people, they hit that hell and they go running for the hills, when it's like if they just went a little bit further, the whole world would, your entire world would be forever changed for the positive. Anyway, I hope you guys all learned something from this story. If you're going to combine substances, make sure you're ready to let the fuck go, or else don't do it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out our Patreon. You guys keep this channel alive. Link to Patreon over here. More videos coming soon, and pray for us. Hopefully Jeff and I survive this fucking hurricane. Oh, also make sure you like and subscribe to this video, and leave a comment below and let me know about a time when you mixed way too many drugs and couldn't let go. But yeah, fuck. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good. I was actually a little paranoid that something like some tree would come and like smash me while you were filming, because I got my back there. It's all good.
Oh my goodness.